Welcome to Campsie, home of the best Malaysian food in Sydney. In this Sydney food vlog, we're taking you on a Campsie Malaysian food tour.
Campsie is 11 kilometres southwest of the Sydney CBD. It was once home to the Wangal people of the Darug Nation and is now home to a large Chinese and Nepalese Australian community.
Albee's Kitchen is an iconic Malaysian restaurant in Campsie, and we have a feast of some of their most popular dishes. We've got some popular Malaysian entrees such as the curry puffs and the Palut Panggang. We've got a selection of satay skewers, we've got chicken rice, Nasi Lemak, which is a very popular breakfast dish. This amazing looking dish is a Char Yuan Yan, which has prawns and a selection of seafood as well as 2 types of noodles. And then we've got some desserts as well. We've got the Kuih, which is made by their grandma, and it's only going to be made so long as grandma continues to make it, so get in quick for that. And then we've got the ABC, which is a must-try Malaysian dessert, which is one of my favourites. And to wash it all down, we've got some delicious Malaysian drinks, the Teh Tarik and the syrup Pandan.
Albee's Kitchen are really well known for their sambals. So these are 6 different types of sambals that you use for different dishes. People flock to Albee's Kitchen just for this. Satay is one of my go-to Malaysian dishes. We've gone with their combination satay, so we've got 3 different types of meats. So this is Wagyu beef, we have chicken, and we've also got lamb. I love that peanutty taste of the satay. And they've also given us some onion as well as some cucumber as well. That satay sauce is so yummy. So that meat's marinated in spices, which gives a great flavour. And that satay sauce is just so smooth and creamy. And it's also quite sweet, which I love.
Nasi Lemak is Malaysia's national dish, and it's very popular at breakfast time. Now, this Nasi Lemak has a blue rice, which is coloured with the flower of the butterfly pea. I love that beautiful, vibrant colour. Nasi Lemak has a few different components to it. It's always got the anchovies, it's got coconut rice, an egg, sambal. It usually comes with a protein, so we've got some crispy fried chicken, and then you've also got some cucumber to give it a bit of freshness. And it also comes with some peanuts as well. I've assembled the perfect little bite with a little bit of everything. So what I love about Malaysian food is the combination of different flavours and textures. A lot of dishes have nice little spiciness with sambal, and anchovies aren't something I initially liked, but I've learnt to love it because of these Malaysian dishes that have the anchovy in it. Now, if you're not familiar with our channel, we have spent quite a bit of time in Malaysia. We spent about 3 months there, travelling all around the country, and Nasi Lemak is one of our favourite Malaysian dishes. It's something that we've learnt to cook at home as well, and I just love that you've got the sweetness of the coconut rice, you've got the gooey egg, the beautiful crispy chicken, the saltiness of the anchovies, and that beautiful hit of the spicy sambal. And I love how they've got the blue rice here, which gives it that vibrancy. There's just so many colours, textures and flavours just bursting forward in this plate.
The chicken rice is Albee Kitchen's most popular dish. So it's chicken with a bit of rice. It also comes with some soup, and then there's some sambal here too. So it's quite a simple but really delicious dish. So I'm going to try it with some sambal. This dish is also known as Hainanese Chicken Rice. The chicken itself is just so tender, and it's got a little bit of an oily texture to it as well. It's just so delicious, and it goes really well with the dipping sauce if you want an extra kick of the heat. I'm a big fan of curry puffs. Now, I haven't had this sort of curry puff before, so the filling is sweet potato, and then there's also an egg there too. This is really quite unique. Oh, that is delicious. The sweet potato is sweet, and there's also some spices in there. I can taste cumin, and that egg gives it a little bit of saltiness as well.
The Palut Panggang is a sticky rice which comes with a shrimp and coconut filling, and it's wrapped in a banana leaf and char grilled. And I just love this presentation. Beware, make sure you remove the toothpick first. Don't eat the banana leaf, just the sticky rice and the filling inside. Oh my goodness. So it's got a really beautiful gelatinous texture, and then the coconut flavour comes through really strongly in the rice, and the coconut has a really beautiful sweetness which contrasts nicely with the saltiness of the shrimp.
This is the Char Yuan Yan. It is an epic dish. You've got fried vermicelli noodles on the outside. We've got the combination, and you've got so many different meats in here, so I can see that there's prawn, there's fish, there's squid as well, and I think there's even pork. It's got everything in it. And then it's also got rice noodles in here as well down the bottom. And there's also some vegetables in there too. Let's get stuck into it. So the noodles look like Chakoi Tiao noodles. They taste like Char Yuan Yan as well. You've got that smoky flavour. The number of meats in here is amazing. So that was some fish. There's a squid. That squid is cooked really nicely, so you can bite it easily. It's tender, it's not chewy. This dish is also in an egg gravy too, and this presentation of the vermicelli noodles is just so awesome.
I absolutely adore Malaysian drinks, and this is a really popular one. It's called Teh Tarik. So it's a pulled tea, and they make it by pulling it from side to side and dropping it from cup to cup through the air to make it really light and fluffy and give it a bit of foam on top. This is a beautiful drink, and it should be really nice and sweet as well. That's really nice milky tea, definitely a big sugar hit, very nice and sweet and really refreshing.
My favourite Malaysian drink is a syrup bandung. It's so colourful. It's a rose flavoured milk, and we have the bandung special here. It comes with some cream on top. That's so nice. That rose flavour is just so distinct and delicious. It's very similar to a faluda, which we've had in some of our other videos. And so faluda is basically a rose flavoured milk that you can find in Sri Lanka, India and Pakistan. And the Malaysian syrup bandung has that same rose flavour, which is just so sweet and fragrant. Kuih is a Malaysian dessert. You can get it served at breakfast or just as a snack. So they're a glutinous rice-based snack, and they come in a range of flavours. So we've got Pandan flavour here, there's coconut flavour here. This is a rainbow version, which I think has a bit of both. And then this one in the middle is called Angku, and so it's got a mung bean paste in the middle. So I might try the Pandan one. You can definitely taste the sticky rice in there. So that's the bottom layer. And they are sweet. There's a subtle pandan flavour. So pandan I would describe as having a bit of a vanilla-y, a little bit of a coconutty flavour. I can see this as a great treat to eat alongside coffee. Okay, I'm gonna try this Angku now. I would describe the texture of the Angku as chewy. On the inside, the mung bean paste, it has a similar texture to fudge. However, it has a mild sweetness. So if you like your sweets not too sweet, then I think this one's the one for you.
ABC is one of our favourite Malaysian foods. It's a beautiful dessert which comes with so many different ingredients. So this has chendol, it's got beans, it's got jelly, sweet corn and ice cream, and it all comes in a bed of ice. And it comes with a beautiful coconut syrup. So I'm just going to pour it over the top there. So that all just is going to combine really nicely. And the trick to this dessert is to mix it all together and get all of those different flavours combining. Albee's Kitchen has a few different flavours of the ABC. We've got the ABC Special, which comes with lychee and ice cream, and this was $14. So what you want to do is mix it all together so you've got all the different flavours combining. This is such a decadent dessert, and it's got so many flavours and textures. So the ice is really crunchy, and then you've got the chewiness of the chendol and the jellies. Sweet corn is really popular in Asian desserts, and it gives it a nice sweetness, as does the red bean. I really love lychee as well, so that's just the icing on the top.
We've had an absolute feast here at Albee's Kitchen. The menu is just so extensive, and we've only scratched the surface. We also had the honour of meeting Albee herself, and she was absolutely lovely. Albee's Kitchen has been around in Campsie for over 17 years, and it really is a testament to the quality of the food and the amazing service. If you're looking for cheap fruit and veggies, come to Campsie. We found strawberries for $3 a kilo and cherries for $8.99 a kilo.
For a delicious sweet treat, come to Golden Crown Cake Shop in Campsie. So we have a selection of delicious treats here. We've got a kaya pastry. Now, kaya is a very popular coconut-based sweet dessert, which is very popular in Malaysia. We've got a Pandan flavoured egg tart. That's just a beautiful, vibrant green colour. And then we've got a couple of coffees. We've got their iced coffee, and also just a normal hot coffee as well. If you love your Asian desserts, this is the perfect place to come, and they're really affordable as well. So these egg tarts were only $2 each, and you can get 8 for $13.50, which is excellent value. The kaya pastries were 2 for $10, and the coffees are around $5 each, depending on the size. They're also known for their cheesecakes, and they just came out fresh from the oven. They look light and fluffy, absolutely delicious. So I'm really excited to try this egg tart. Oh, just look at this, yum. That pastry has a beautiful buttery crumble to it, and the custard in the egg tart is really smooth and creamy. The pandan flavour is very delicate, it's subtle, got a mild sweetness to it, which is really delicious. Oh, that kaya pastry, oh my goodness, looks so beautiful. The kaya is this coconut jam kind of filling. Oh, that pastry is super flaky and it just melts in your mouth. The kaya is very sweet, and it pairs really nicely with this Malaysian style iced coffee. And if you want to try a different type of Asian dessert, and we've also got a Japanese style cheesecake here. It's so light and fluffy. If you haven't seen any Japanese style cheesecakes before, then you're missing out. So just look at this. I love the texture of it, so smooth. Oh my goodness, this is such a treat. This is just like eating a cloud. It's super moist, and the texture is really velvety and smooth. It's got this beautiful golden layer on the top as well, which isn't crunchy at all, but it's quite firm, and it gives a nice little contrast to the smoothness of the interior.
If you're after cheap eats in Campsie, come to Jinweigu Food. We've come for their You Tiao, and this was only $2.50. You Tiao originates from southern China. However, it's popular all throughout Southeast Asia. So we've tried the Malaysian equivalent of this. It's called Cakoi. If you're interested in that video, make sure you check it out. The Malaysian version is sweeter. It's sort of like a donut. The ones we tried were filled with a pandan flavour. It was really, really yummy. Now this one I believe is a little bit more savoury. You typically have it for breakfast. You can have it with a congee or a rice porridge. We've also been told you can have it with coffee too. We're just going to try this on its own for now. Let's see how it is. So these are served warm, and this one's really hot. So I describe this as like toast. So it's a little bit crispy on the outside. I assume it's been deep fried. And on the inside, it's quite aerated. It's quite soft and very chewy. It also tastes quite salty as well. It's a great little cheap eat snack first thing in the morning.
Malaysia's small chili restaurant in Campsie is a must visit in Sydney for delicious Malaysian food. So we've got my absolute favourite Malaysian dish, if not my favourite dish of all time. This is their signature seafood laksa. So this comes with prawns, mussels, tofu. I can see some like shellfish here, some veggies. And I think there's other bits of meat in here as well as bean sprouts and 2 types of noodles, I think, some rice noodles and Hokkien noodles, perhaps. This looks absolutely delicious. So this was $23.90. And laksa is really an iconic Malaysian dish. So there's different types of laksa depending on the region of Malaysia you're in. This particular style of laksa is from Taiping. So that's a small town near Ipoh. And this laksa is a curry mee kind of laksa. So it's got a coconut curry broth, which is really rich and delicious. So I'm going to just get some of that noodle, some of that tofu. What I love about the addition of the tofu in the dish is that it really soaks up that sauce. And then it's just a burst of flavour in your mouth. The noodles are cooked so beautifully. We've got this amazing looking seafood. So I'm just gonna get rid of this shell here. So one thing you have to have if you're in Australia is the seafood, because it's just so fresh and delicious here. And you can see these prawns are plump and juicy. So one thing I really love about laksa is just how big and hearty it is. We usually get a really good serving size with a lot of noodles and it really fills you up. Laksa has a kick of chili to it, so it's great if you really like your heat. This is Hokkien noodles, also known as Hokkien mee. So this comes from KL in Malaysia, and it has wheat-faced noodles, which are nice and light and springy. And then we've got prawns here, we've got some pork, and we've also got some pork crackling as well. Those noodles have a really satisfying springy texture and they're coated beautifully with that rich soy sauce. So the soy sauce is quite savoury, not spicy at all, so definitely a great option if you don't like your spice. And it's got a bit of a caramelisation to it. The pork lard gives it a nice little bit of crispiness and a bit of a fatty flavour. And then you've got the juiciness of the prawns as well. So Malaysia's small chili restaurant has a great menu, and this is just some of their highlights. They've also got other Malaysian favourites like Hainanese chicken, Satay and Nasi Lemak. So if you're after a taste of Malaysia in Sydney, Malaysia's small chili restaurant is a must visit.
Hokkien Kia Kitchen is a Chinese Malaysian restaurant that serve a whole range of Chinese Malaysian dishes. So we've gone with their Hor Fun. I believe this is called a Wat Tan Hor Fun because it's served in an egg gravy. It's a flat rice noodle dish and it comes with various meats. So we have pork in there. We've also got some fish balls too. So there are a few veggies in there too. This looks really yummy. I've also got a Teh Tarik, which is a very popular drink in Malaysia. It's a black tea combined with condensed milk, so it's very sweet, and you can have it either hot or cold like I've got here. Oh boy, that is pretty sweet and very refreshing. So there's also some prawns in here. So that egg gravy has a very interesting consistency. I'll just try some of that first. That gravy is thick and viscous. It coats your mouth and has quite a salty taste to it and a meaty flavour. Here we have the flat noodles. That looks like Cakoi Tiao, actually, the same sort of flat rice noodles and also colour. I can smell soy sauce. Yeah, it tastes very much like Cakoi Tiao. Quite a smoky flavour to the noodles. I've got some pieces of pork in here too. The pork's actually quite crispy there. So you've got two types of pork in here. With the noodles, you have a crispy pork, and then you've also got this tender white meat pork. This combination Hor Fun was $17.80, and for the price you pay, you get so much. There's so much going on with this dish. You've got prawns, other seafood, two types of pork, noodles, and that egg gravy. I think it's great value. From 2025, Campsie will be serviced by the Sydney Metro. But in the meantime, you'll have to get to Sydenham and then catch a bus from Sydenham to Campsie. So Jay, what did you think of our Malaysian food tour of Campsie Sydney?
Oh, well, after spending a day in Campsie, it's just reminded me how much I absolutely love Malaysian food. Malaysian food is one of our all-time favourite cuisines, and after spending 3 months in Malaysia, we really got a taste for it. And since we've been back in Sydney, we really haven't had that much Malaysian food, so we've been so excited to be able to discover so many amazing Malaysian restaurants and share our experiences with you.
Yeah, Campsie is definitely a Malaysia food hotspot.
We hope you enjoyed this Malaysia food tour. If you did, please give it a like and leave us a comment.
So we've got more food tours of Sydney just like this, as well as food and travel videos from around the world. So if you're interested in content like this, make sure you subscribe.
We are Bucket List Travellers.
See you next time.